It's time for live high school soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. High school soccer on CISN.TV is brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottle, G&L Clothing, Westside Auto Pros. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the field. It's time for live high school soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. High school soccer on CISN.TV is brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottle, G&L Clothing, Westside Auto Pros. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the field.
Good morning and welcome to Girls State Soccer here on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson along with Andrew Banstra, and it's morning, but at the stroke of noon, Andrew, we're ready to get the semifinals underway here, and the girls' Class 1A semifinals will start it off today. We had the quarterfinals yesterday, and number 1 Davenport Assumption moved on with a 9-0 win over Iowa City Regina into this match where they'll face number 4 Nevada, which beat Denver 2-1. In a shootout. It went to penalty kicks, and Nevada won 4-3 on penalty kicks after it was tied 1-1 following regulation and overtime. So, Andrew, a couple of teams very familiar with this state tournament and being here at the County Soccer Park in Des Moines and going at it again. Assumption would like to repeat their title, and Nevada looking for that first state title here in soccer, the Nevada Cubs.
Yeah, two teams that are really familiar with being at this state tournament, but not too familiar with each other. They have not played each other thus far this season as we get ready for kickoff.
Well, you see the officials coming out and both teams coming out as the fans stand up and give them a hand, and it's 82 degrees and breezy here today, and the breezy part is nice because it's supposed to get up into the 90s today, and the breeze is helping cool it off just a little bit. It hasn't been too bad. They watered down the fields overnight, and they really soak up. You can almost out here, Andrew, almost hear the fields soaking up that water overnight as we were out here getting things set up to go. But the conditions, the breeze could affect it a little bit today, the play.
It sure could. We were talking about that pregame, and I think that'll really affect it, especially when the ball gets in the air.
Let's pause now for a national anthem. And there you have it, the national anthem. You could probably hear in our microphones the breeze coming through there, but I'm not complaining because that's going to keep us cool up here. We're high above the press box in the stadium here at the County Soccer Park, and we're getting ready for the introductions here today of the players in this semifinal. And the Nevada Cubs will be wearing the dark uniforms of the visitors today, and the Davenport Assumption Knights will be in the home white uniforms today as the top seed in this tournament.
First, the non-starters.
We'll get the introductions here.
Number 4, Michaela Long.
Michaela Long, these are the non-starters.
Haley Weber.
Haley Weber.
Number 9,
Morgan
Morgan Decarian.
Decarian.
Number 11, Haley Miller.
Haley Miller.
Number 12,
Amanda
Amanda Harder.
Harder.
Number 13, Meredith Harder.
Meredith Harder.
Number 14,
Amelia
Amelia Jones.
Jones.
Number 19, J.J. Williamson.
J.J. Williamson.
Number 20,
Megan Wessels.
25,
Izzy Kaputska.
Number 35, Erica Sporer.
Erica Sporer, the non-starters.
Coaches for the Cubs, Mark Rhodes and Justin Evans.
Mark Rhodes, Justin Evans, the coaches.
Now the non-starters for the Knights. Number 0, Danny Hammond.
Danny Hammond, these are the non-starters for Davenport Assumption. Anna Pessel.
Kylie Holzbrink. Number 6, Caitlin Ballinger.
Caitlin Ballinger.
10, Ellie Ivonic.
Ellie Ivonic.
13, Ellie Bolt.
Ellie Bolt.
Number 18, Kylie Schreiber.
Kylie Schreiber.
Number 22, Sophia Kirsten.
Sophia Kirsten.
Assistant coach, David Sell. Now let's meet the starters. For Nevada, number 1, Sky Borton.
Sky Borton, a starter for Nevada.
2, Abby
Abby
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Number 3,
Abby
Abby Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Number 6, Kylie Krushwitz.
Kylie Krushwitz.
7,
Holly
Holly Kugler.
Kugler.
Number 10,
Jillian
Jillian Tupper.
Tupper.
Number 15,
Maddie
Maddie Stevens.
Stevens.
Number 22, Amanda Fortman.
Amanda Fortman.
Number 27,
Hattie
Hattie Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Number 28, Casey Rewerts.
Casey Rewerts.
Number 50, Grace Francis.
The keeper, Grace Francis.
Coached by head coach Randy Davis.
Randy Davis, the head coach.
And now your starters for Assumption. Number 1, Anna Vonderhaag.
And Vonderhauer.
Number 2, Sully Kelly.
Sully Kelly.
Number 5, Molly Gervas.
Molly Gervas.
Number 8, Annie Argo.
Annie Argo.
Number 9, Carly King.
Carly King.
Number 12, Lauren Herrick.
Lauren Herrick.
Number 15, Bridget Poster.
Bridget Poster.
Number 17, Shelley Moore.
Shelley Moore.
Number 20, Liz Fennelly.
Liz Fennelly.
Number 21, Libby Lansing.
Libby
Number
Lansing.
23, Abby Klosterman.
Abby Klosterman.
Assumption is coached by head coach Elizabeth Moss. Your officials for today are referee Trevor Tishy, first assistant Horace Mooch, second assistant Neelan, and fourth
Trevor
official
Tichy is the referee. Horace Mushik is the first assistant. Tim Neelan, the second assistant referee, and Trent Payne, the fourth official. As we get ready for soccer action here today, and we talked about the wind, Andrew. We'll see if who gets the win first as they try to take advantage of that right away, attacking. The thing with the wind, you can take some longer shots, and that wind will help you. And it also makes it a little tougher on the keeper because that wind can push the ball around a little bit depending on the shot. But, of course, a couple experienced keepers here, so we'll see how that impacts this as we get started.
Yeah, it's a very open area, making it a little bit more windy here at James County Soccer Field. So I think the weather is really going to affect it. You talked about the wind and also the sun. We talked about how you can just see the water being soaked up out there. My guess is these coaches really had their players hydrate last night, and that could be something you need to worry about here, especially on such a hot day.
Yeah, and I'm sure over on the benches, too, they'll be keeping hydrated as they come in and out. And the thing about high school soccer, unlimited substitutions, so that helps, too. If you have depth and you can substitute in and out, helps keep your team a little fresher here. Is just about ready to get underway. Our first ever state soccer match here on CISN.TV. Also going on Field 6 is North Polk and Center Point Urbana, and the other 1A semifinal. The winner of that one will meet the winner of this one in the championship matchup tomorrow, right here on this field at 11 o'clock. And we have the 2A semifinals are coming up, and then the 3A semifinals in this match. And looks like Assumption will kick it off, and they will be with the win to start out. So we'll see how that plays out as we get going here to get it started. There's the whistle, and we're underway. And Assumption will start it out, build it up from the back here. And just as I say that, of course, they shoot it ahead. Up ahead, Livy Lansing. Klosterman now back into the middle. Moved it up. There's a little shot into the middle, but easily handled there by the keeper, Francis. That's a good boot out of there into the wind. Now Nevada will try to turn it. But the defense is right back there. Looked like a handball. It is going to be a handball called.
And we talked about how much that wind might affect it, especially you mentioned it going into the wind. That got way past midfield.
So they don't call it handball anymore, they call it handling. They changed the rules this year, soccer did, and that one's going to go out. That'll be a corner, the first corner of the match here for Assumption.
And you might have to change the way you kick your corners here. We talked about that wind. The ball's going to move back towards the goal on your corner kicks if you get it too far in the air.
Yeah, you might, I imagine, lay it up with what they call the in-swinger, swinging in toward the goal. And
next to me, 12 o'clock, 15 minutes. Temperature today. $85 degrees. It's going to be in the high 90s. Is it a light breeze, southerly breeze from the south? Yeah, breeze coming in from the south. I know. It's fantastic.
Assumption. So the Cubs trailing 1-0, trying to move it in. And that one rolls a long way and out. And Jillian Tupper will throw it in, throws it in toward the middle. Battle for it in there. Still a battle. And there's a through ball, but it's going to get through before Abby Stevenson, their leading scorer, was coming over. They were looking for her, but a little too much on it. She couldn't get to it, and the keeper will send it back out the other way. And that one will go off the foot of Liz Fenley and back to Nevada.
And Stevenson's going to be somebody to watch out for. She has 77 points on the year, 33 goals, 100 in her career. She's the first ever to do that for Nevada.
And Assumption brings it back up. And the Cubs trying to turn it here. But Assumption playing up, pressuring up. And we'll drop it back to the keeper. And Good high boot by Grace Francis.
We talked a little bit about Abby Stevenson. She's somebody who's going to be playing here for a long time. She is committed to play soccer at Drake.
So staying close to home. There's a through ball and cleared out by the defender. Up ahead, a good defensive play to clear that ball out of there. And Vondahauer, the keeper, comes up and gives her a high five, the defender, as she cleared that out of there. It was a good chance, but a corner, the first corner of the match here for Nevada. As they get their first set piece. Into the wind, holds it up there, keeper knocks it down, still rolling around. And Assumption called for the foul, so it'll be a free kick left of the box there for Nevada. That's a little too aggressive defensively there.
And from my angle, it almost looked like they just tangled feet.
Yeah, I think, well, the referee right there on the field, I think she's just a little too aggressive. She didn't go for the ball, and too much body probably on that. So here's a good chance for Abby Stevenson with the free kick just outside the box. We'll see if she tries to angle that in. They're setting up the wall. You have to give them 10 yards off that free kick. And they're bouncing around on that wall. Here's the boot coming in, knocked away by the keeper. It'll be a corner, but a good play to punch that ball out of there by Vondahauer.
Yeah, and that was an absolutely beautiful shot, and Vondahauer has some height, so that really helped her on that one.
You can see why Stevenson scores so well. She placed that ball perfectly, but the keeper right there to punch it out, just a little bit under that top, under the crossbar. So here's the corner. And this one's on the ground. Didn't get a good piece of that, I don't think. And here we come the other way. Assumption going to run. Trying to get numbers up ahead. Shoots it through. On the run, the keeper coming out, and she'll pounce on it. But a little fast break action almost there, Andrew, by Davenport Assumption.
It sure was. And finally, Assumption got it back onto their side of the field after Nevada had control of it for a while.
Took advantage of that compressed defense off the corner and pushed it out of there right away and looking for the quick score, but Nevada got enough defense back to stop it. Now up ahead to Carly King. Knocked down by the Cubs. 1-0, Davenport Assumption ahead here with 31 minutes remaining in the match. Klosterman scored with 37:03 to go here in the first half. And a battle for it on the far side that's going to be pushed out of there and stay with Davenport Assumption. Gervais works it, cross into the middle and caught by the keeper. So Assumption, they don't let up at all on offense, do they? They're pressing the attack all the time.
And they sure don't on defense either. They have been swarming Nevada on defense thus far, really not giving them any good shots on goal. The only good shot they've had was that free kick.
And there's a bump, but official said nothing there, and they'll play. No whistle. Up ahead. This game getting a little physical now. And as long as you go body to body, that's fine. So a throw in on the far side for Assumption. And that's Assumption in the white. They're going to push it ahead here. Look to go into the middle, but a little too much on it into the defense. Knocked down. Shot by Klosterman is blocked. Her attempt there is blocked by the defense, and the defense clears it out, so it'll be a throw in for Assumption. 1A semifinal here. Assumption up early going, 1-0. Carly King turns it to the middle. Keep the pressure on. Dribbling through. And Gervais, foul called just outside the box, I believe. So it won't be a penalty kick, but it'll be a good position for a free kick, Andrew.
And she is absolutely a great scorer, is Gervais. She has the most goals on the team, 17 of them, 42 points on the year. She is committed to play soccer at the University of Denver.
So just right outside that penalty area. Had it been inside that box, then it was be a penalty kick. But nonetheless, a real good shot from about 18 yards away here for Gervais. Looks like she's setting up to go with the left foot. Lobs it in right to the keeper. So Grace Francis is right there ready to go and handles that. Man, she's got a leg.
She really does, especially into the wind.
Into the wind, boomed that all in the fly over the half line. And a little too much pace on that one. It'll be a throw in for the Cubs.
And I think if your assumption, you're okay with that as long as Nevada's on the other side of the field.
Yep, and a couple subs here, looks like, for Nevada. These Nevada numbers are not the easiest to see, that purple on black, and that looks like number 19, is it? Yep, that would be J.J. Williamson in for the Cubs. As looking to turn it around, but defense is right there, and they'll clear it out. Klosterman working against the defense. And they'll drop it back. Try to reset it. Well, you're right. Assumption just a little quicker to the ball right now.
Yeah, it seems like they are the speedier team of the two.
Both offensively and defensively, they're getting right there. You hear the wind picking up a little bit. As Assumption will drop it back. Klosterman heads it up. And off of Klosterman, is still alive there. She's going to try to get around the defender. But that's Williamson who clears it out of there. Good defensive play by her. And a lot of battles here. Now up ahead. Here's Nevada with the chance, but defender steps in and clears it out. Looked like they had a little two-man game ready to go up the middle, but right back. Carly King. And just a battle for Nevada to get it back in their own half. Going against that wind. Nevada on the turn, but Davenport Assumption comes up with it. And again, they can be patient with a 1-0 lead. They'll drop it back and look to dissect the defense here.
And they have the offensive firepower to continue to score goals, so they can be patient.
Battled around. That's Sully Kelly. Kelly into the middle, but it's cleared away. That will just stay on the field. But Assumption pushed way up. Has that defense of Nevada pushed back toward their own goal. Hard to get the ball up to your forwards.
Sure is.
Get the offense going here, but we'll see. Into the keeper. Grace Francis handles that. Under 25 minutes to play here, first half. And Klosterman tried to keep that alive, but it goes out. The Cubs now into their own half. We'll see if they can get something working here. And a substitution for the Cubs. Goes over the head of Stevenson. We'll see who that is here in just a second. Well, there's a push from behind by Davenport. The foul, that'll be a free kick here for Nevada.
And we've seen a couple of those today. And you're right, it has been a very aggressive and physical game.
So here's a chance for Nevada to push it up ahead. Good boot over the middle. Stevenson in there between two defenders trying to come up with it. And now they'll just clear it out. And we'll get a couple more substitutes here for the Cubs. Try to figure out who we got coming in. As we get to action, into Stevenson. Drops it back. Now over to Stevenson in the corner. She shoots it, and it's caught by the keeper.
And what a beautiful shot that was.
I think if that hadn't gone into the wind, you would have got a little more, but I think the wind held it up a little bit. She was angling for that far corner.
Hey, I completely agree.
But that wind kind of held it down, and then the keeper able to get right there. But, man, when she gets the ball, she's dangerous, isn't she?
She really is. She's somebody to watch out for.
See why she is going on to play Division I soccer. There's a battle down. Shot is going to go wide and out for a goal kick for Nevada.
And for the position she had on that one, that really was a good shot attempt.
So Nevada knows if they can get Stevenson in position and get her a look, there's a chance, that they could even this up. 22 minutes to play here in the first half. Assumption up 1-0 off a Klosterman goal, Abby Klosterman. You said that was what, just her, she only had 2 goals coming in?
Yep,
So
well, she had 1 coming in. That would be her second of the year. Yeah.
Good time to get it in the semifinals.
Yeah.
There's a deep shot up ahead to Livy Lansing. And they're just going to clear that out of there and let everybody get back and play some defense. Assumption keeping Davenport back on their heels again. Throw in. Battle for it. And that'll be a corner. Second corner here of the first half for Assumption. And again, we'll see how they play that. We got a good stiff wind coming across the field toward the goal. As you can probably see by the flags, the way they're flapping, that corner flag especially. And that's going to low winder, low in swinger. A chance for Nevada to clear that head. Oh, good footwork. Gets by the defender. Stevenson. Defense gets back, though. Good job of recovery by Davenport.
And that's
still in the danger zone down there, but they turn it into the middle. And now they'll just clear that ball out of there. But good recovery, Andrew, on the defense.
Yeah, and that we've seen the speed of Davenport Assumption be just a little superior to the speed of the Cubs so far. So we've really seen, and we saw in that play it really panned out. Had it not been for that, it probably would have been a goal.
At least a one-on-one opportunity down there with your best goal scorer, and that one's going to go out to Assumption. Yeah, they got on the horses and got back quickly to recover on that. And I think we're taking a water break here with 20 minutes to play. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll do that, and we'll come back with more at the Girls State Tournament. Assumption leading Nevada 1-0 here on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in
it
others.
is. I couldn't quite.
We challenge the convention. Reimagine what it means to be better. and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history.
Back here at this Girls State Soccer Tournament on CISN.TV, Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra with you as we're in the 1A semifinal, and Davenport Assumption has taken the early lead and kind of, I guess, time of possession would be in football. We'd call it the American football, but in soccer, Andrew, it's gone to, so far, to Assumption. They scored the goal, and they've kept it in their half with the win for the most part of this first half here.
They've really dominated, and when they don't have the ball, when Nevada has the ball, they've really swarmed on defense. They're not giving them any room to move, and they're utilizing their speed to be able to do that, to swarm on defense. But when they do have the ball, they've been getting it into that goal-scoring zone more often than not.
Well, coming up later today here on CISN.TV, it'll be right here, Lewis Central against ADM in the 2A semifinal, North Scott against Union in the other 2A semifinal on the other field. Going on the field across from us is North Polk and Center Point Urbana. I'm looking across there, no score on the scoreboard in that one. And they're they started a little bit later than us. They're about 34 minutes to play in the first half over there and no score. And that's also going on here on CISN.TV. Then tonight, number 1, West Des Moines Valley takes on Ankeny Centennial. The game you'll see right here on this field. And then Iowa City West, number 2 rated, against Ames in the second 4A or 3A semifinal. I get all confused. You go to soccer, you have 3 classes. Everything else is 5 classes, But so far we talked about it here. Andrew and Nevada they've had some moments when they can get it up ahead and get it up there to their scorer, Stevenson. They're still a threat. But again, as we talked about, that speed of the Davenport Assumption defense has been able to get back and bail them out a couple times here.
They sure have. And I mean, Abby Stevenson is overwhelmingly their highest scorer. She has 77 points on the year, 33 goals. But people like Maddie Stevens, she has 11 goals. Hattie Rhodes has 17 assists and 6 goals. So these are people that they can also get involved. They've really revolved the game around Abby Stevenson thus far, and that's obviously a smart move. But when the defense knows you're going to do that, sometimes you need to set other people up to score goals.
So we took a little time out here with the heat, and the fans all here are all laying out and getting a little sun today as they're watching this soccer match. And the winner advances to play tomorrow at 11 a.m. right back here on Field 9 in the championships. That'll be carried on IPTV. And we're set to go. It'll be a throw-in for Assumption on the far side. 19:56 to play here in the first half. Assumption up 1-0. They're in the white uniforms of the home team and the dark uniform Nevada Cubs. Battle for it over there, and Nevada trying to get control in their own half and turn it here. Oh, good pressure. Molly Gervais. And push called there on Jillian Tupper. Gervais is hard to handle, isn't she?
She has absolutely beautiful dribble moves. It's almost like Kyrie Irving in basketball.
And here's a right footer up into the middle to the keeper. She had 4 teammates out there looking to set it in there, and hopefully one of them could get it to the ball, but the keeper right there that time handles it and back the other way. Here comes Nevada. And couldn't get by the defender, but they'll get the throw in.
And once again, we see that swarming defense of Davenport Assumption.
They're playing, looks like 4-2 here. Keeping 2 back deep. And then 4 kind of in the middle. And it'll be a throw in again for Nevada on the far side. And I don't think the center must not have been ready. He blew his whistle and said, or no, he's giving him a kick now. So I don't know what the call was there. There was a push maybe. Or maybe he said it was just a kick and not a throw. I don't know. Anyway, it's a kick nonetheless. And they try to get it into the middle. Up over the top, that's offside. You could see that immediately. The flag goes up. She was about a yard offside. You have to stay ahead of the second to last defender and the keeper.
And it was clear on that one.
Yeah.
You could just see her running right past her before the ball even got there.
And the rule is, how had she not touched the ball and it just went back and somebody else came over, they could play it. You're offside, but you're not offside until you get into play or touch the ball. That's a confusing thing about the rule for a lot of people. But she did touch the ball that time, and so the flag went up by the AR on the far side and said offside. Here comes Assumption, turning it up the left sideline. Going to run it down in the corner. Ooh, likes push around into the middle. Trying to get the left foot on it, Fenley, but defenders closed on her nicely. Oh, sent it through the middle as their teammate was heading up the field and didn't see it. Now back the other way, Klosterman trying to run it down, and they'll shoot it out of there. So once again, the pressure back on from Davenport Assumption.
And they've done a great job of that all day, and once again, using their speed to do that.
Here we go, the throw in. Knocked down by the defender. Over to the corner, Klosterman, and can't get the foot on that, and that goes out the back end. And back to Nevada. Goal kick comes out of there. Klosterman collides with Tupper.
And we've seen a lot of Klosterman today. She's been very involved, and she's using her length to keep the ball away from the defenders.
Yeah, again, talk about those basketball moves. She's kind of using that, getting in the good spot there against the defender.
Almost boxing them out.
Gervais tries to turn that one, but the defense clears it out of the middle. Now up over the top, and the keeper, Grace Francis, is right there to bring that in. She gets the good boot, but handled by Assumption. There's Gervais again in the middle, sends it in there. Battling for it is Carly King, and the whistle, it'll be a push coming back the other way for Nevada.
And speaking of Carly King, we talk about how fast this Davenport Assumption team is. She's probably the fastest. She happens to be one of the best sprinters in the state of Iowa.
And here comes Nevada. Keep it in the middle. But take it away. Gervais sends it up ahead. Carly King. And that'll stay with Assumption. 1-0 here. Coming up on 14 minutes to play in the first half. Assumption leading. With the winner to advance to play in the state title. The 1A title game. Davenport Assumption looking to defend their title. Nevada looking to get into that title game again and get their first soccer title.
And Molly Gervais has been very involved today. She's done a great job both on defense and on offense, setting people up and taking the ball away from others.
And that's one of those things, is just like, again, a basketball analogy. You got to switch. You on offense, you're attacking, but when you go back to defense, you got to switch back and you got to play both. The good players do both in the game and excel at both, and that's why, as a team, you do better. They get this one. They got up ahead toward the corner, but that's going to be booted out. Almost clears the fence, but it'll stay inside the inside the fence here.
And it almost looked like it was going in the street originally.
Yeah, but
Maybe
Nevada in a good position here for a throw-in, and they're in their own last third. Let's see, if into the middle, trying to get it in there, but double teamed. There's a shot, not a bad into the wind, just take a little long shot at it. It's kind of hard to punch it through in the wind, but you never know. Sometimes that ball takes a little weird position in the wind. It might get by the keeper, but that time Van der Haar handled it. There's a turn by Amanda Fortman. And now up ahead. Nice tackle on the ball there by Nevada. A little more urgency by the Cubs here now. Oh, tried to send that to the corner, but just could not get to it. Maddie Stevens. And a late bump there called against Stevens, so it'll be a free kick for Assumption. Going up the sideline. Oh, looks like Lansing got popped in the nose there. The battle for the ball. Now up ahead. Seemed like Nevada's doing a little better job of pushing up in the middle and trying to keep that ball a little higher on the field before it gets too deep.
That's right, but then eventually there comes a point where Davenport Assumption's been cutting it off. They're not letting it get too close.
Here we go. Back the other way into the middle. Tried to get the left foot on that one, but couldn't quite get enough to turn it toward the goal. But again, just as they say that, then they move the offense up there. Into the middle, now back outside. Oh, left it in the middle, but not there in time. Carly King working outside with it. Turns with the left foot, sends it to the middle. Looking in there for Livy Lansing. Now Gervais booms it with the wind. As you can hear that pick up in our microphones, but right to the keeper. Coming up on 10 minutes to play here, first half. Assumption leading 1-0 in this 1A semifinal on CISN.TV. That gets over the head of the defense. They're going to have to run that down. As Lansing got on her horse for Assumption, was down there and put a little pressure on them, but now they'll throw it in from the far side. Lobbed over there by Shelley Moore, knocked down and cleared now by Nevada. So Assumption now has got it back in a game in their half.
Yeah.
They'd like to get on the board in this final 10 minutes again to pad that lead just a little bit. Up 1-0. Well, I can kick it as far as you can kick it, they say there. And it'll be a goal kick for Nevada.
And with all the action that has been on that Davenport Assumption's side of the field, the goalkeeper, Francis, has been very busy today.
And handled with a push called, or handball called. Looks like he pointed to his hand, the center referee there, so free kick back the other way. Lob it up toward the middle, a little too long over the head. There. And it'll go out. For throw by Nevada. They'll go down the sideline. Trying to get it behind that defense. Battle over there on the far side. Just bring it up slowly. And now up the sideline. Livy Lansing. Fenley comes in. And Nevada will turn it back the other way. Casey Rewards was trying to work it up the field there. Here's Gervais. Gervais. Davenport Assumption really putting the pressure on, trying to get another goal here before the end of the first half. Out there to Klosterman, right side. Can she turn it around? And off the defender, it'll be a corner. And over the, or no, I guess it didn't go off, they said. It'll be a goal kick. I thought there was a rebound there, but there was not, so it'll be a goal kick. And Sully Kelly back into the match for Assumption as he put it into play. Close to a handball there, but she got it off the shoulder. Looking to go outside. Oh, nice play through, but again, the defense is right there. They cleaned it up on the backside. Carly King gives it back. Donald tried to shovel it up to King, but she's covered. It just seems like Nevada is having to play so deep because of the pressure by Assumption. When they do get it back up ahead, there's not a lot of bodies up there to get it to.
And there's always somebody waiting.
Oop, that right into the back. There of Lansing. Now across to the keeper. Yeah, when your defense has to play that deep, then it's hard to get it out of there. There's a big boot by the keeper. And a push from behind will give a free kick right out the half there, and Assumption puts it into play quickly. Ooh, knocked around. Maddie Stevens. Give him a hard time. Into Kelly. Into the middle. Shelly Moore lobs it toward the keeper. She gets there and knocks it down as the two Assumption players were coming in looking for that rebound. If she didn't handle it cleanly, but she does as we come up on 5 minutes to play here in the first half. 1-0 Davenport Assumption in this semifinal match. This is sometimes where you see a flurry of action and a goal given up. Ahead, Stevenson. Little juke move, tries to take it back toward the middle and loses it. And Assumption will clear it up ahead quickly. Livy Lansing on the run. Defender comes over. And that'll be a corner. Two officials look to each other. Or no, is he saying a throw? Yeah, he said a throw in. It didn't go out the back, it went out the side. So it is a throw in, not a corner. But into good position there. Assumption tried to send it to the middle. Under 4 minutes now to play, first half. Assumption trying to add to the lead. Nevada trying to shut them off and maybe get the equalizer here before the end of the first half. Sully Kelly knocked away. Over to Kelly on the right side. Drops it back in there to Liz Fenley. Now lob up over the middle. So just keep pushing it down there at the keeper and hopefully
something will squeeze
break something through. Yeah. Get a mishandle or get somebody in the right spot and keep the pressure on. And Nevada in the dark, the purple, trying to get that turned around back the other way. Here we go now. Up ahead, just a little bit too much by Stevenson. Now, under 3 minutes. Send it up ahead. Turn on it. Good shot. Hits the top of the bar. Rebound. Shot is knocked away. Whoa. Carly King hit the top of the bar. Then the rebound shot knocked away by the keeper.
And that could not have been closer to 2 goals right there. Two goal-scoring opportunities. Yep. Excuse me, sorry.
No problem. Great job by Grace Francis there to react to that. And Carly King will take the corner here from this side. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. A flurry of activity here to end the first half. Left footer is going to wind in, and that's going to wind too much. The wind will blow that out. And Nevada will get the goal kick. A couple substitutes coming in here late. But yeah, that was just half a foot from being 2-0 lead for Davenport Assumption.
Yep, and then they had another rebound opportunity, as you mentioned. Both of them could not have been closer. Great save by Francis on that second opportunity.
Punched it over the crossbar. And now, minute and a half to play first half. Assumption in the white with the ball. Nevada trying to get it, sneak it out of there and get it ahead, maybe get the equalizer before this half runs out. And that will go out the back end. But they've done well here just to keep it at 1-0, Andrew.
They sure have. They have done a great job of that. Nevada is just having trouble scoring because the 3 defensive players for Davenport Assumption are they're not moving past that midfield line. So every time Abby Stevenson gets an opportunity, it's 1-on-3.
You're now under a minute to play. Up ahead. Now up ahead to Carly King. And it'll stay with Assumption. 37 seconds to play. Throw in. Trying to go back to Carly King. She tried to push it in there, but into a spot where there weren't any teammates. 20 seconds. Here's where you just line it up, take a shot, hope you sneak one in. Knocked around, 5 seconds. Headed out of there. 2, 1. And there's the half. So Assumption has kept the pressure on here in the first half, and they got a goal and lead 1-0. We'll take a break and come back and talk about that first half score and kind of a little bit about the first half overall. That's coming up after this. You're listening to or watching soccer on CISN.TV.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers, and we care.
And we care.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated.
No.
The customer experience we can provide is second to none.
can pick up
and
the
we're
subs.
committed to
Yeah,
it.
gotcha.
And I'm here to make
That
sure
helps
that
me
gets
in that
done.
way.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
We are here at halftime on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra in the 1A semifinal. Grace Ballesteros is on the camera. Jimmy Olsen on the running the controls today as our first ever broadcast of the soccer tournament. And high above the press box here, a breezy day, and that breeze feels good. And it's played probably some part of this, Andrew, in this first half. Assumption has had the breeze at their back and kept the pressure on Nevada most of that first half, and the wind has a little bit to do with it, but the hustle and the speed of Davenport Assumption has a lot more to do with it, hasn't it?
It sure has. They have not been able to, really, to me, the difference so far in this game is the Davenport Assumption players have been able, the forwards have been able to just get past the defenders of Nevada, and the opposite has been true for Nevada. Nevada has not been able to get past any of the defenders, and if they have, they still have two more back. Every time Abby Stevenson kind of has a breakaway, there's still three defenders back for Davenport Assumption, so she really hasn't been able to get anything going one-on-three.
When she, I was going to say, when Abby Stevenson has gotten it, their leading scorer, it's been a one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three situation for her. They did get the one free kick here, and she made a nice kick on it, but right into the keeper there. But Abby Stevenson working hard to try to get open. We'll see if that changes a little bit with the wind, where you can lob that ball up and move it ahead. But there again, we saw there was one clear breakaway where Nevada looked like, they were going to break away, maybe get into one-on-one, but before you know it, there was two white defenders streaking down there to cut off the one-on-one. So they've really, as you talked about, that speed has shown up quite a bit here.
It sure has, and you wonder if when you change sides, that will make any change. I think the hustle and the speed, maybe Davenport Assumption will be a little tired in the second half. My guess is not, just because of how good they looked. You never know. Maybe the wind could affect it. But as we've seen thus far, it may be another free kick that could be the next goal-scoring opportunity, because really Nevada hasn't had too many shots on goal.
Yeah. And for Assumption, it was Abby Klosterman who got their goal with 37:03 to play in the first half. I didn't see who gave her the assist, but they had two or three players in the box there, and she got the pass in and got a nice turn on the ball and got the shot in past the keeper. But we've seen that a lot. There's usually two or three players for Assumption, the forwards up ahead, when they attack that Nevada defense, and they're getting a lot of that where they can play off of each other, and that's been the difference so far here in this match.
And they've done a great job spreading the field as well, as opposed to Nevada, who's kind of been clumped in the middle, trying to get something going. Really a great job by Assumption.
Keeping their shape, as we say, on the offense here. And the same for defense. They've kept, they're never out of position, it doesn't seem to be, and it's been frustrating, I know, for Nevada as they moved that up and tried to get that pass. Now, on the other 1A semi going on the other field, I look over there, there's zeros up on the scoreboard yet. That's North Polk and Center Point Urbana going at it on field 6. That's back behind us here. We're up high. We can see the action going on over there, but no score as that game going on. The winner of that one will face the winner of this one in the championship match in 1A tomorrow at 11 a.m. Coming up later today, it's Lewis Central and ADM here at 2:30 on Field 9. We'll have that match for you, and then it's North Scott and Union on the other field at 2:45. Then we move to the large class, where we'll see West Des Moines Valley, the top-ranked Tigers, will take on Ankeny Centennial. And that'll be at 5 o'clock right here, and we'll have that for you. And then at 5:15 on the other field, Iowa City West taking on Ames. So if the seeds hold out, that one could be a 1 versus 2 if Valley and West move on. But we know Centennial names aren't going to just give up. Let that happen. They don't care about the seeding. They want to win. So it should be some good matches. They started out, and they start out playing on 4 fields in the quarterfinals, and then they wind it down to 2 fields for the semifinals, and then all the championship matches are played here. And the field's look in real good shape. They've been watering them. They watered them last night after the matches, and for as many matches that are played out here, the greens look pretty good.
Yeah, it really does look like a professional course. I mean, absolutely beautifully mowed, well kept, no patches where there's no grass on the field. It's very beautiful.
Well, we're at halftime here. It's 1-0 Assumption over Nevada in this 1A semifinal. We're going to take another break here on CISN.TV. We'll do that, and we'll come back, and we'll have a little more halftime, and then be ready to kick off the second half of this match. Assumption leading 1-0 at the half on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers, and we care.
And we care.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is...
Back here at halftime, Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra. It's Assumption leading Nevada 1-0, and Nevada trying to avoid last year. They lost in the semis 2-0 to Davenport Assumption. Assumption went on to win the title, so we'll see what the adjustments were at halftime here for Nevada and see if they can come out and Andrew and maybe find a way to get on the board and even this up, and then you're going to need another one at least to go ahead. And Nevada will start out the second half. They're in the dark uniforms, the purple. They'll start out kicking it off. And right away they go in the middle and looking to go on the attack early. But taken away by the defense. Carly King working it on the far side. It'll stay with Assumption. So you look sometimes that early surge coming out of halftime. But Assumption answered right away on that one.
They sure did.
Inside, then knocked out.
And if I'm Nevada, I'm working to get Davenport Assumption's defenders out of position, if at all, in this game, and try to get past them without going off sides. We saw that earlier as well.
Across the middle. Handled there. They'll drop it back. Wide to Lauren Herring. She shoots it up high. Into the wind, handled there by the keeper, Grace Francis. Well, she'll boom it out with the wind.
And it really looked like she kicked it farther against the wind.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? And here we go. It's the battle for it in the middle. Assumption sends it outside and ahead. And that'll be a corner. Went off the defender. So the first corner of the second half for Assumption. Carly King will do the honors from the far corner. Drives it in toward the middle, bounces back out to King. She's looking to set it into the middle, got it to the feet of her teammate, but couldn't handle it. Now Nevada sends it all the way back, gets behind the defender, but she's got plenty of time back there. Bridget Poster. And there was a case where Nevada got it deep, but they were pushed back so far, Andrew, they couldn't come up and do anything with it.
Exactly.
The defense had plenty of time to just take their time and turn that ball back around.
And I was expecting Nevada to try to get in and close that gap on that pass, maybe try to push one through.
But Assumption's been pushing them back so compact in front of their own goal there that then when they do turn it and try to get it out, it's been a little bit of a struggle here. And of course, these two teams having met before, met last year's semifinal, a little bit of familiarity with them. Into the middle, nice to the feet, and on the turn it's blocked. But pass came in there to Carly King, and now still batting around, and finally we'll clean it up. And that's another thing about Assumption. When they're making those passes, they're making good passes right to the feet of their teammate or right up ahead into the slot where it needs to be.
Whereas Nevada has had a lot of passes that have been, their gaps have been closed.
Yeah. Up ahead, Sky Borton tried to get it going, and foul called. It'll be a free kick up here for Nevada. So a chance here. Out of ways, but heading in with the wind. A free kick for Nevada. Casey Rewerts will put the boot to it. They got a small wall set up. She pounds it up toward the right side of the goal with the keeper right there, Anna von der Auer, to handle that one. Might have been one where you might try to drop that a little short and see if your teammates can run onto it, I think. And you?
Yeah, I would think so too. My guess is she's just not accustomed to this wind after switching sides. That may have been the case.
Yeah, because she got under it, and you don't get it up. Doesn't take it up in the air too much, and it really carries. Trapped by Shelly Moore. She'll turn it around. Sully Kelly. Over there to Livy Lansing. Is now Assumption. Moving it up the field, back the other way. But a little too much there, and it goes out to Nevada. About 6 minutes into the second half here. Assumption still leading 1-0. Nevada playing this half with the wind at their back. And now up ahead. See if the Cubs, they send it outside. Looking for a run up the sideline. Almost turned it there. It's Carly King, but now here comes Nevada back the other way. She's going to carry it herself now, crossed over the top, and a little too much with that wind. It's got to be a little hard to judge. That one maybe she leaves it a little more inside and let it blow in there to the player, but we'll see if they can adjust on that.
But even here in these first 6 minutes, we've seen more pressure offensively out of Nevada than we did in that whole first half.
Yeah, you're right. They've been moving it up a little more. Now they get it up ahead. Their leading scorer there. She can't turn it. Abby Stevenson. And then it gets to be a game where you just kind of get worn down, too. You're always, chasing it. Here's Sully Kelly. Nevada-wise, anyway, it seems like they're always playing with their back to the wall and trying to push it out of there, and then you tend to get tired, it seems like.
It sure does, especially on a day like today.
Here comes Davenport Assumption, looking to set it up again. Lauren Herring will take it up high. Now looks to switch fields. Looking for Carly King in the lob in there. That goes deep to the keeper. There's a boomer. Oh, good job by Stevenson to run that down. Turns around. Back over. And just a little. You got to be real precise against this defense, don't you?
You sure do.
Up ahead. Carly King trying to turn it against the defender. Turns it inside. King leaves it, but the keeper is there to pick it up and tumbling down. Goes the Assumption player. As that was a good pass inside. Here comes Nevada. Up ahead again and just can't find the space. Ooh, that was a hard header that went off of both there, and Sully Kelly took the rebound off that against the face there. And we got, looks like Meredith Harder coming in and Michaela Long coming in for Nevada. Battle for it up at midfield. Kelly looks like she's shaking off that shot to the face off the rebound. Oh, tried to go to the corner over there. King's going to try to run it down, just stops it on the end line. Nope, the flag is up. It was out. The ball has to go all the way out. If it's touching any part of that white, it's still in play, but the AR, he was right down the line on the far side and put the flag up and said it did go out. A lot of times I referee some of those young kids' games, and the ball stops right there on the line, and they all stand there and look at it. Tell everybody screams, it's not out, play it. What?
And it looks like they had 2 balls on the field, so.
Yep, the ball boy added an extra one in there.
Can't have that.
Well, that might add a little interest to the game, but into the corner again for Carly King. He tries to go down the touch line, shoots it across. Oh, nice look in there. Just a little high on the shot. That was Livy Lansing who took that Pass across there. Here comes Kelly with it. Molly Gervais gets it knocked out late. That'll be a corner for Assumption. So Assumption now turning up the heat on offense here against Nevada. Looking to add to their 1-0 lead here in the second half and advance to the title game once again to defend their state title from last year. Here's the coming in and right to the keeper. Grace Francis drew a good bead on that one. Other game is about 3 minutes left and no score before halftime over there. Or it looks like, no, maybe they are in halftime and no score at the half. There's a halftime winding down over there. The winner of that one plays the winner of this one in the title match. And over there it's North Polk and Center Point. This time Nevada clears it up ahead. Now drop it back Stevenson. Looks to get it back, but the defender steps in. Up ahead, Carly King. There's Assumption in control. Leave it in the middle. Now we'll send it outside. It's Lauren Herring. Gervais looking for Kelly. Shoots it into Kelly in between two defenders, but can't get there. The defender clears it out well for Nevada. Comes Gervais again. She'll try the high shot and over the top of the goal. And we'll get another substitution for Nevada. One nothing here. Assumption against Nevada in the second half. About 27 minutes remaining here in the second half. Abby Klosterman scored with 37 minutes to go in the first half to give Assumption their lead. Now here's the turn. Stevenson up ahead. Takes the shot, long shot, but handled there. And that's the problem. There's not many open looks there, Andrew.
No, there's not, especially with so many defenders back. Once again, we see a 1-on-3, 2-on-3 type situation for Nevada.
A little body contact out there. Nevada bringing it up the sideline. Now turns back in. Knocked away. Had Stevenson in the middle there. Now the defender's just going to clear it out of there and say, okay, we'll let everybody get back, get set up. Good high throw in there, looking for Stevenson. In the middle, shot is knocked away. And there was a ricochet, so it'll be a corner for Nevada, their first here of the second half. And a chance to score off the set piece here for the Cubs to try to even the score. Well, teams have plays for this situation. Let's see if they can work one here. Oh, not a good boot. Kind of hit that one. Rewards. And again, I think the wind, you're trying to judge that wind as you're booting it, Andrew, and just mishit that a little bit.
Yeah, and if you mishit it by the slightest bit, that's going to make a huge impact on the way the ball goes, and not to mention with that wind, it's just going to curve right back out of bounds.
And I don't know, I know a lot of the larger schools and some of the mid-sized schools play a lot on turf, and then they don't play a lot on grass till they get here to the state tournament. And, I don't know. Here's a back the other way for Nevada. that's a little change for them too that they have to get used to and coming out and playing on the natural grass. I know they probably like it on a day like today because it's a lot cooler on the grass than it would be on the turf.
It sure is.
Push up ahead. Here comes Gervais. Molly Gervais taking it down. Pushes it by the defender. Can she get to it? And a little contact there, and it's going to be a goal kick as the official said normal contact. Nothing to see there, and a couple of substitutions for both teams here. Looks like Kylie Holsbrink coming in for Davenport Assumption. And we'll figure out who came in for Nevada here in a second. Again, Assumption leading. They're in the white. Nevada Cubs in the purple, the dark uniforms. And there's a player over there on the far side. I think that's Gervais, isn't it? Number 5. Yep. She had some hard contact down there on the touch line on that, and then it was both going for the ball, but might have got the air knocked out of her a little bit, but she'll come out for a bit, and the fans, you hear them clapping for her as they stop the clock. With 22:56 to play here in the second half. Assumption on top in the 1A semifinal over Nevada, looking to advance to the title game again, and a rematch of last year's semifinal that Assumption won 2-0. Nevada would like to get something going offensively and change that result. It's been a little bit of an uphill struggle for them. Shelly Moore looks, now turns it across and got by the first defender, but the second one was there to clean it up. Now Nevada trying to string it ahead. Calls advantage. And 2 defenders sandwich in there.
And once again, we see that swarming defense by Assumption.
Into the middle, Stevenson, can she turn it? Well, defender does a good job. Battle for it. And a little frustration there as they wanted to get it outside and she wanted to get it back. But Stevenson has company all day. Now through ball, can she get to it? Can't. But they'll force Assumption to clean it out of there. And Nevada pushing up. Let's see if they can work a play here off the throw in. Meredith Harder will throw it. And that'll stay with Nevada. This time Nevada's up there ready. Try to turn that in. The defenders push it back outside, quickly back the other way with it. Here comes Kylie Holsbrink. Up ahead to Carly King. Carly King with it. Working back inside of the defender. Now stays with it, trying to get it off, but it was partially blocked there. And not much mustard on that one, but once again, Andrew, just tough pressure by Assumption.
In this whole game, it really seems like while Assumption's been very methodical and aggressive, there's been times where it seems like Nevada could have jumped gaps and gotten into the passing lanes, and they just haven't.
Here comes Assumption back now the other way. Ball knocked around, and the keeper will take it out of there. Looks like we have a goal on the far side, which I think would be center. I think it's Center Point of Banner if they're the visitor team, the lower seed. We'll have to get the score on that. As we go under 20 minutes to play here in the half in the match, Assumption still leading 1-0. It looks like they're going to take a break here, another break for water. And let's take a break. We'll do that. Let's take a minute break. We'll do that and come back with more. Assumption leading here over Nevada on CISN.TV.
And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers, and we care.
And we care.
Back here at County Soccer Stadium in Des Moines, Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra taking a water break for the Heat here with about 20 minutes left to play in this second half. And Assumption up 1-0 and in control here, and it is Center Point Urbana is up 1-0 on the other field there. And that one they scored with, well, there's about 33 minutes left in the half over there. They got started a little later than this one, but Andrew, just control, precision by Davenport Assumption here so far.
And we haven't really seen the same out of Nevada just that far. We know they are athletes. Just about every single one of them is a multi-sport athlete. Many of these players were on the basketball team or on the volleyball team that went to state for Nevada this year. It's just been a tough run thus far for Nevada in this game, but really they've kept it a 1-0 game, and Assumption's had a lot of chances. Many more chances for Nevada getting it into scoring position in this half. Just one good look could tie this game up.
That's the thing about soccer. It could just one let up, and you could score to tie it, but then also the other way. One let up, and it's a 2-0 game, and then it's really a tough way to move ahead. That lets the team that's leading take a little more air out of the ball, as it were. Assumption's not doing that right now with a 1-0 lead. They're attacking whenever they get a chance.
Yeah,
they?
That's exactly right, and their swarming defense will really make it hard to come back from a 2-0 deficit.
And that's the thing. If you're going to play them, you got to be ready and precise with your passes, because they keep good shape and they're fast. When they do, if the ball gets by them, they do recover very quickly. And there again, Nevada, they're pushed back. You see all the dark shirts push back in their own half as Lauren Harry gets it, and they'll move it in toward the middle. Looking outside for Kelly. Or excuse me, that's Holspring over there. And now Nevada will get the throw. Staying right now around the 80s here, and a good breeze. They were saying it was going to get to 90, but so far we haven't hit that measure. And Klosterman tries to get it inside. Ball still kind of free, but cleared out by the defender. Now up ahead. But again, a defender's back deep. Kind of mishandled that, so a little trouble now, but Nevada's got to push up to put the pressure on. And there again, a situation where Nevada's going to turn it now into the middle, but it's like 3-on-7 back there, Andrew.
It sure does.
Oh, there's them a chance to break it through there, but they'll have to clear it out.
Yeah, every time that Nevada gets the ball anywhere near the goal, it does seem like they have double the defenders for Assumption.
Here's the throw in toward the middle. Rattling around there, but shot out now. As Assumption still trying to run it down, and they knock it away. And Meredith Harder back into the match, and there's a long shot that's going to go wide. She came back in there up front for Nevada, and it'll be a goal kick for Assumption. So here's where Nevada wants to pressure up and keep it in their own half, Andrew, and try to get that goal to even it up.
That's exactly right, and they just need the numbers at this point.
High kick against the wind. There's Nevada. Cleared out. They'll send it back the other way. Trying to keep it down there. And there's a collision. And that'll go back to Assumption. Harder ran into the Assumption player down there. They both collided. They both getting up and moving back. And 16 minutes to play. Assumption up 1-0. And here's where the fatigue starting to set in, and you don't want to ease up, especially if you're Nevada, and give that pad that lead. And if you're Assumption, you don't want to give the equalizer. Herring dribbles it across, trying to reverse field. Working in the middle. Now they turn it. Up ahead looking for Stevenson. Can she get there? The defender's there. And Bridget Poster, she's done a great job back there on defense, one of them today. She clears that one out.
Anytime that Nevada gets anywhere near scoring it, she's been able to just kick it out of bounds, not letting them get any opportunity.
She doesn't hesitate, does she? She's smart. She knows I can just clear it out. I'll wait for my help, and doesn't try to, go one-on-one. She knows to clear it out of there, and she's been doing that all match long to the frustration of the Cubs. This one going to fall easily in front of the keeper there. Long shots are okay, but that's a little too long, even with this wind.
Especially.
You need to get a little closer than that and maybe boom one at the keeper and hope the wind carries it. Carly King sends it outside. Nevada will now be the ones that try to clear it away. Hear the wind picking up again in our microphones. Wind blowing in the face of Assumption right now. At the backs of Nevada, but Assumption leading. And Annie Argo back there to turn it. Now, Nevada. Harder is trying to turn it. Up ahead again. Give and go. Kylie Holspring. Nevada looks tired at this point, don't they?
They sure do, and they've just got to get it back on their side. Just try to squeeze one through. The last thing you can do in this in this circumstance is let up another goal.
Coming up on 13 minutes to play here. They're going to get a couple substitutes in for Nevada. A few fresh legs in. One of them looks like Casey Rewerts for Nevada. Knock it down. Try to send it back in there. Battling for it. Oh, good turn on that. A little high, but I think that was Carly King again, wasn't it?
It was. She's done a great job today.
She is aggressive when she gets down close to the goal. Again, bodying up there and got a foot on it. Turned a little high, but again, keeping the pressure on Nevada.
And it looks like Molly Gervais is back in the game for Assumption.
Yep, that was her there that sent it across, a little too much on it. But that's good to see. She got shaken up a little bit in a play down by the touchline there. Here's Gervais, sends it inside to King. And that'll stay with Assumption again. Sully Kelly back into the match for Assumption. Shelly Moore tries to send it across reverse field. That was Sully Kelly over there battling with the defender. Looking for Carly King in the middle. King turns with that left foot and just wide of the goal. But again, Assumption, her teammates are putting it right to King's feet.
And regardless, she's being swarmed by defenders.
Yeah, but they're placing that ball right at her feet and giving her a chance to turn and do something with it, aren't they?
They sure are.
Here's Gervais. She's going to take it down toward the corner. Trying to work that defender. Headed back out of there. Holzbrink takes it. That went off the crossbar and off the keeper for a goal. Livy Lansing. Just a bad turn of events there for Nevada, and I believe it was Lansing.
And for Lansing, that'll be her 10th goal of the year, putting her into double digits. And really, you're right, that was just unfortunate. And really, Francis has played a great game for Nevada, and that's just unfortunate. It hits off the crossbar, bounces off of her, and goes into the goal.
Just took that weird angle there, and off of, as you said, Francis, and now it's a 2-0 lead here for Assumption.
And the way the game's been going, it's going to be really tough for Nevada to put up 2 goals here.
And now, yeah, they can, as they're going to give it a shot across the middle and quite get there, but here come the Cubs. And that'll stay with Nevada. Sky Borton to throw it in. And then it's going to go out the back. But, yeah, man, just off the crossbar, and it was shot so hard it came down and, you know, right off the ankle there almost of Francis, and really nothing you can do about that. I mean, she's upset, but, you know, that happens sometimes.
It's, you know, it's just a very unfortunate time, not her fault.
And it's a 2-0 lead here for Assumption as they are about 8.5 minutes away from advancing to the title game once again, and once again on another 2-0 semifinal win if this stays the way it is over Nevada. Handball there by Livy Lansing, and it'll be a free kick just about straight on for Nevada. Let's see if they pound it at the goal here. They do, up into the middle, but as they've been all match. The defense for Davenport Assumption has been back there. And still 1-0 Center Point Urbana on the other field. Carly King looking to move it ahead, and she'll draw a corner for Assumption. And Klosterman will come back in. And here's a high across the top, and they can't get to it. Klosterman comes back in. She scored the first goal with 37:03 to play in the first half. A goal which stood as the only one until 9:45 to play here, and the weird rebound shot by Livy Lansing widened the lead. Here the keeper comes out. Vonderhaar does a good job to clean that up, and the story of the match for Nevada.
Yeah, it sure has been.
Just always somebody back there on defense. Come the Cubs again. They need to score in a hurry. Sully Kelly handles it there. And that'll stay with Assumption. This Assumption team is one of the more precise tactical teams I've seen this season, Andrew. Just every pass and every movement they make, offensively and defensively, just seems to be, you know, right where you need to be.
They're methodical, aggressive, and very fast.
They throw that one down into the corner. And again, battling for it. And that one's going to go back to Assumption. Coming up on 5 minutes to play, 2-0 Assumption lead. On the other field, about 20 minutes to play, Center Point Urbana leading 1-0. The winner of that one will meet what appears to be Assumption right now, unless Nevada can get a couple goals here. Oh, across the top and kind of left hanging there, but now back in. And it'll be a corner. As the wind continues to blow here, but I'm not complaining because it makes us feel cooler, doesn't it?
It sure does. It feels very nice up here.
After this match, might take this tent and see if we can hang glide off the top here to the bottom. Huh?
I'm thinking we could.
Here's the boot out by Nevada. And again, they'll just, Assumption will turn it. But that will stay with Nevada. Clock winding down toward 4 minutes to play. Nevada looking to get on the board. Turn it into the middle. And again, the defender right there.
Always in the right place at the right time have the defensemen for Assumption been today. And this is a Nevada team that is a perennial powerhouse. 6 straight state tournament appearances, reached the semifinals the past 5 years. We've talked about Abby Stevenson committing to Drake, but Kaylee Kruschwitz is she was an all-state back row player. She signed to Grandview, so she'll be playing right over there in her college career. And Holly Kugler is a Truman State commit, so a couple, 3 players playing at the next level for this Nevada team.
And Assumption's been a little bit of the thorn in the side here of Nevada. They lost to them in the championship in 2014. They lost to them last year in the semifinals 2-0, and looks like they're going to lose again in the semifinals here 2-0 if this holds up in the final 3 minutes. But they keep getting back, and that's, you know, you got to credit them for that. They're real good teams. And then Assumption, a turn, and a nice save there by Grace Francis off the Carly King shot.
And Carly King's been very impressive today as well.
You get that ball to her feet down there in front of the goal, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know there's going to be something, a shot toward the goal or something there.
I'd be surprised if she doesn't get some looks as well at the next level.
That will go out to Nevada. Yeah, 11 straight tournament appearance for Assumption, and it's the longest streak right now, active streak in the state.
And just before that 11-year streak, they're
into Carly King. That time drops it back out, turn, and wide by Libby Lansing.
And their head coach, Elizabeth Moss, a little more than 11 years ago, was the state champion goalkeeper for this Davenport Assumption team back in 02-03.
So she's taken over and just kind of keep that legacy going here for Assumption.
It's a dynasty almost.
Yeah. And credit Nevada, they got one going too. Just looking to push over the top as we head into the final minute now. Assumption up ahead. Can she turn on a nope? Offside called. I thought there might be. Waited, and then the flag did come up. So offside called. So it'll come back the other way with the free kick. Here the Assumption fans down here starting to clap. They can sense their team is moving in to the championship match again tomorrow. Here, up ahead, Carly King, one-on-one, pushes it up, turns, and right to the keeper. Clock winding down. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the final. Assumption moves on to defend their title 2-0 here today over Nevada. Outstanding job by the Cubs, but a late goal makes it a 2-0 advantage, and Assumption will move on and play the winner of the Center Point Urbana-North Polk match, which Center Point Urbana has a 1-0 lead with about 15 minutes to play in that other semifinal over there. And the teams will shake hands, and they'll get a trophy for Nevada here. As they gave him all they could handle here, and just, but for a kind of weird goal, that second one, it might have been a 1-0 final here, but you got to credit Nevada for hanging in to the end in this match.
They really did play well, and they had a couple opportunities. They had that free kick that just didn't go in, and they had two other times, one in that last minute where they went off sides, but had it have not been for those couple of feet, they really had a good opportunity to score a goal. And then that other time they had the breakaway in which they were chased down by Davenport Assumption. And it really just came down to the speed and the methodical passing and just the precision of that Assumption team.
So here Nevada getting their trophy for making it here, and a good hand for them. And let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up this match. Coming up here, we'll take a break and be back with more on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better. and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers, and we care.
And we care.
Well, the final here, 2-0. Davenport Assumption downs Nevada in the 1A semifinal here. It was Abby Klosterman scoring with 37 minutes to play in the first half to put them up 1-0. And then with 9:45 to play, Livy Lansing hit one that hit the crossbar. Hard angle came down and off the leg of the keeper for Nevada and goes in to give the final margin of 2-0 here. And great action today, Andrew. These two teams played hard to the end, and Assumption is moving on, and they will play the winner of the North Polk Center Point Urbana game. Center Point Urbana still leading on the other field over there as we look behind us, 1-0. So that'll wrap it up here in the 1A semifinal. The championship match will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. back here on Field 9. You can see that on IPTV. That's going to wrap it up. 2-0 Assumption over Nevada here on CISN.TV.
It's time for live high school soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. High school soccer on CISN.TV is brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling, G&L Clothing, Westside Auto Pros. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the field.